Hi, in this lesson I'm going to show you how to add a news post. We have here on our team site homepage this big section for news, and right now we have 2 news posts that have been posted both by Pierce Boyd. And this is a really big central part of the homepage by default. Now, you can take this out. This is actually a web part, and you can eliminate it if you don't want it, but I like it. It's a great way to convey what's happening to the rest of the team. So we are going to keep it here, and I'm going to show you how to add a news post. You'll see here in the news section, right under the word news, we have the add button. And we can see the little arrow. It's a little drop down. If I click on that, I have the choice of a news post or a news link. We're going to go ahead and select a news post. But before we do that, I want to show you something. This is a news post. This is a news link. Let's go ahead and we'll click on the news link first so you can see that it's actually a link to an article on a website external from our SharePoint. And I'll show you how to do that another time. But this news post, we're going to click there, is right here. It's a separate page in our SharePoint site. And we have this image, we have the headline, and we have the text. And we also have a place for comments. Let's go ahead and let's go back to the home page and let's get to the job of adding a new news post. So once again, we're going to click on the drop down and choose news post. And when I click there, it opens up to this page, and this is the news post web part. And you see right here, it says name your news post. We have to give it a headline, a name. So what we are going to do, this is going to be a post about undoing racism training. This is something that we are going to require all of our employees to do. Now, you'll see that we have this background image. We have our headline. It tells me who posted this. But there doesn't really seem to be anywhere to add text. If I go ahead and I keep typing, even if I add another line, it's still just going to be the headline. We need to actually add another web part to this web part. And you see this little plus sign down here? That's where we're going to go to add a text field. So I'm going to click on that. And you see it gives me here a list of all kinds of web parts that we can add. Now we are going to focus on this one here, the text. But you see we have things like image, file viewer, links, and a whole bunch of other things that we could add to this news post. But the one we want, we're going to keep it simple, is text. We're going to click there, and you see it gives me a text box and a text editor. Give me a minute here, and I'm going to add some text. All right, I put in the text, the meat of my news post, if you will, and you see that we have a text editor. We can go ahead and we can change the text style to any one of these. I have things like I can add effects like bold, italics, and underline. I can justify the text left, center, and right. I can make it a bulleted list. I can add links. I can even click on the ellipses to get out this panel here, the text and table formatting, and it gives me all kinds of options in there, including undo, redo, and clear all formatting. I can change the size, all kinds of things in here. But I'm fine with it just the way it is. So I'm going to go ahead and save it and publish it. Now, when we look up here in the right, you'll see it says your page has been saved. It saves automatically. I don't have to go ahead and actually save it. Now, I can save it as a draft, and if I do that, it'll be saved, and I can come back to it and continue to work on it. This is a great way to do it. If you're not ready to publish this, but you want, you don't have time to finish it maybe, or you're waiting for other information, you can go ahead and save it as a draft and come back to it. But we're fine with it the way it is. We're going to go ahead and click on Post News, and that will publish that page to our home page. And here we are. we see the new news article, the news post that we just created, Undoing Racism Training, and there it is. And we see the other two listed there as well. And that is how you add a news post to a SharePoint team site. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.